I make these every summer, not because they're insanely delicious or because they're only 2.8 carbs, but because they're my escape the day treat. We're making sugar-free fudge bars, but these are unlike any sugar-free variety that you would find at the store. Nope. These are ultra creamy and have a rich chocolatey flavor that can only be achieved by a technique that I'm going to show you. Step 1 is actually one of the most often missed steps when you're making popsicles or fudge bars. You go to pour your popsicles into the mold and the stick floats up and gets all cockeyed. This is an amateur hour. There's a simple solution. All you have to do is just give them a little bit of weight by soaking them in some water for several minutes. Next, you need sugar-free chocolate. I like to use dark chocolate. I'm using the 70% dark chocolate squares from Chalk Zero. Add 6 ounces to a blender or a food processor and pulse to chop them up into smaller chunks. You could do this by hand, but there's a reason that I use my blender, and you're gonna see why in just a little bit. Now on to some other ingredients. Grab a small saucepan and add 1.5 cups of nut milk. I'm using macadamia nut milk because I love the flavor, plus it's creamy without adding a bunch of extra fat. Then 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You could use all heavy whipping cream in this recipe, but again, it adds a ton of fat, and I need to remind you that heavy whipping cream actually does contain carbs. There's 0.3 grams of carbs per tablespoon of heavy cream. So cutting it with nut milk actually keeps the calories lower and the carbs lower too. For sweetener, add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar-free sweetener, then more chocolate in the form of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons. Heat this gently over medium heat, and while you bring that to a boil, let's talk about something that has nothing to do with fudgesicles and everything to do with why you might be craving something cold and sweet in the first place, and that's dehydration. My sponsor for today's video. It's real easy to get dehydrated in the summer. It's hot out, I'm active outside doing a bunch of activities, and I find that I often replace water with fudge pops. Before I open that freezer, I have to ask myself, am I thirsty? To make sure I get properly hydrated, I use electrolytes from Element. They are the saltiest electrolytes, meaning that they have a science-backed formula of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, but they also taste great and come in a wide range of flavors. They even have chocolate, which means I can toss in a packet of chocolate Element into my fudge pops and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's such an awful expression. It's very graphic. This electrolyte combo will help hydrate your cells so that hopefully you won't confuse signs of dehydration for hunger. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free that you get to try with any Element order. Just go to drinkelement.com/KetoFocus. This deal's only available through my link, so it's a great way that you can try all 8 of their flavors. Go to drinkelement.com/KetoFocus. Alrighty, now that that's at a soft boil, you don't want to cook it too much or too hot because the cream will curdle. You're going to pour this into the blender over your chopped chocolate and add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then blend this until it's creamy. See, this is why I use a blender. It also helps get it nice and frothy and give some air bubbles in there, so it makes it even creamier. Pour this into the molds with our wet popsicle sticks. See, they didn't float. Using this combo of a creamy milk mixture, heating it, and then using 2 different types of chocolate really gives that luscious fudgesicle texture you remember from your childhood. Want to learn how to turn some of your other favorite keto desserts keto? I show you how to do it in this video right here.